Let's talk real quick here about common apostille mistakes. My name is Rufus. I'm a notary public here in Los Angeles, California. You can find me at Bulldog Notary Public and Apostille in Monterey Park. You can also find me at the Long Beach Notary Dude. So while the process of getting an apostille is fairly simple, sometimes there are mistakes, and those mistakes can be avoided if you're careful. The first thing you need to understand is not all documents can be apostilled. For a document to be apostilled, it kind of falls into two different categories. One of them is going to be a government document, for example, like a court order, or like a birth certificate, death certificate, marriage certificate. When you get those certificates, they have to be issued by the correct government entity. For example, here in California, in order to get a birth, death, or marriage certificate apostilled, it really needs to come from the county clerk. It needs to be signed by the county clerk, whatever county you're in. Typically in Los Angeles County, it's going to be signed by Dean Logan. If you have a birth certificate that is issued by the health department, there's a chance you're going to have to get that authenticated before you can get the apostille done on it. So the number one most common mistake is you don't have the correct document. Now, another situation that might come up is if you have a document that is notarized by a notary public, you need to make sure that the notary who notarized that document did it correctly. And you'll be like, well, how do I know if it's done correctly? Well, there's a couple of things that you can look for. Number one is the date that you signed that document. Is it the same as the date that the notary notarized it? If you have different dates, that could cause a problem. Another thing to look for is the notary stamp. When they put their stamp on that document, is it clean? It can't be faded out one side or the other. It can't be double printed. It just needs to be nice and clean. It can't be covering up any words or anything like that. The next thing is the signature that the notary used to notarize that document is getting the apostille. When a notary gets their notary commission, they need to submit their signature to the county clerk and secretary of state. That's the signature they're going to use to notarize documents. If their signature varies a little bit, there's a chance that the Secretary of State is going to have a problem when it comes to getting that document apostilled. So the number one reason an apostille is rejected is it's not the proper form or wasn't notarized correctly. Some other errors that, a little more easier to understand is you forgot to include payment when you submitted your apostille documents. In California, it's $26 per document to get an apostille. If you don't include payment, obviously it's going to be rejected. The next thing is you forgot to include a cover sheet. There's going to be an apostille cover sheet or an apostille form that needs to be downloaded from the Secretary of State website that has to be included with every document you submit to be apostilled. So hopefully that helps. Those are some common mistakes when it comes to processing an apostille. If you have any questions about an apostille or notarization, my name is Rufus. I cover all of Los Angeles County, and I can also do out-of-state apostilles and also other counties' apostilles here in California. So if you have any questions, hit me up. My phone number is going to be listed below there. I have offices in Monterey Park as Bulldog Notary and also in Long Beach on the Long Beach Notary Dude. So if you have any questions, reach out, but just keep in mind these common apostille mistakes. You want to make sure your apostille is a success.